Reacting first and foremost to that Chelsea win over West Ham in the push for the Champions League spots. I thought I had a caller there waiting for me. I was going to go to him, but he's not there at the minute because the red card was very contentious. Certainly a lot of West Ham fans getting in touch with us at the minute. Gabby, what was your view as a player, former player? What is your view on that red card incident?
For me, I think seeing it, it's embarrassing. Even when the referee went over to VAR, I'm saying no way it's a red card. He's cleared the ball. He's not tried to even go for the player. He's cleared the ball. His foot's got to go somewhere. You can't clear the ball and your foot stand still afterwards. It's an embarrassing decision. And we used to do a session in training sometimes when there was a game the next day where you couldn't tackle. That's what it's going to probably come to now. When defenders are defending, they're probably just going to have to not tackle. Like just use your body. It's embarrassing. It's
a contact sport at the end of the day. And now listen, to defend Chris Kavanagh, I can understand why he had to give it as a red card, because if he didn't, there would be plenty of people, particularly Chelsea fans, saying endangering an opponent is exactly what he'd done to Ben Chilwell. And Sam Massaface in commentary made some really good points in terms of they've changed the laws so many times now that, you know, it's semantics at the end of the day. And perhaps we just need to add in a little bit of common sense. And when you bring in VAR, then no common sense is used within the game.
100%. And I think we just need to give the refs, let the refs ref the games, use VAR for certain things, but not like that. Let the ref who's closest to it in real time, he's going to understand that it's not a red card. There's no way a red card. And you can see David Moyes' frustration, West Ham fans' frustration, because he'll be suspended now maybe for 2 games, 3 games. And
they've already got Craig Dawson suspended because they had a red card last week.
Exactly. But it's just so frustrating from when I used to play football in the Premier League to what it's like now. You can't tackle. I had 1 red card which was rescinded. I would have had 10 red cards. 100% during my career if I was playing this day, because I used to go in for tackles and leave some on people. And
you had a glint in your eye when you just said that.
No, but I did. And you do that sometimes. There's tackles that you're probably like, oh, well, you left a bit on him there. That'd be a red card nowadays. So I just think they're getting it wrong. And would it have changed the result of the game? Not really. I feel like Chelsea were the better team and would have won. But it's just nonsense now. It's going to come to the stage, as I says, that it's going to be shadow defending where you just, hopefully jockey him out of play. Don't put a challenge in because you might give away a penalty or get a red card. It's crazy.
If that's appealed, is that something that could be rescinded?
100%.
Even though, but if they rescinded it, aren't they clearly then saying that their own technology is not, and their own decision makers aren't making the right decisions?
Yeah, but it's just so frustrating watching it, even though I'm not a West Ham fan or Chelsea fan, because, yes, you feel Chilwell, hopefully he's okay from the challenge. But
he got up and he was all right,
yeah, he's okay.
I was worried because he twisted his ankle at the same time.
But can it never be an accident? What happened to an accident? You don't get punished the same as doing something on purpose. It's an accident.
Well, there was clearly no intent there. That's not in the laws anymore.
Even the red cards that we've seen in previous games where, it was a high foot, but was it an accident? You know what I mean? Someone trying to take someone out and harm them.
Yeah.
It's not a high foot. He's cleared the ball and gone into the player. So for me, it's a shocking decision. And, I think they're really lucky that there's not fans in stadiums, because West Ham fans would be fuming if they saw that on the big screen giving us a red card.
Well, let's hear from a West Ham fan, shall we? He wasn't in the stadium, but I'm sure he would have vociferously been putting his point across if he was. Jake is a West Ham fan. How you doing, Jake?
I'm all right, how are you?
Yeah, we're all right, thank you. You sound a bit resigned there. Let's discuss the result first and foremost before we go into the red card discussion. Do you think, actually, on the balance of play, Chelsea deserved the 3 points?
I don't think they deserved it, to be honest. I think it was more the case that we didn't really turn up. I mean, I don't think they played, as well as they have been the past few weeks. Obviously, I don't watch them week in, week out, but from what I see, I don't think they played as good as what they had done, but I think we just didn't really turn up, and that's why they got the 3 points.
And in terms of the red card, did that affect anything in any way, and what was your viewing of it?
It was weird, right? Because when you went over to the monitor, I knew it was going to be a red card, and I was so annoyed, but I just started laughing because it's a joke. Like, the referees in this country, and there's a lot of stick on, that VAR is the problem. you know, and that was my opinion as well at the start. But now I'm slowly changing. It's the referees that are the issue. Like, we saw it before with Souček when Mike Dean sent him off, and then it gets rescinded. You know, I guarantee. Well, no, I'm not going to guarantee, but I guarantee you this will be rescinded as well. It's an absolutely stupid red card. Like, what is he just meant to make his foot disappear? You know, it's not intentional. There's no challenge. There's no menace in it. Like, it's just pathetic. You know, and I'm not even annoyed anymore. You know, it's just because I don't think that affected the outcome of the game. Yeah, we had a bit of momentum, but. Yeah, you know,
Jake, I think
I've lost words.
Jake, 10 years ago, that's not even a yellow card. It's not even a yellow card.
Exactly. And if you look at football, you know, 10, 20 years ago, you got people 2 foot in people's shins, and you know, it's just a verbal warning. It's not even a yellow card. So the fact that that's a red card, like, you didn't even think about giving them a yellow.
No.
Like, I don't know how that's been checked for serious foul play. Like, as soon as he's been sent off, Chilwell's standing up, walking around. So, and Soufal did exactly the same challenge on Rudiger. So why weren't Soufal sent off? Or Mendy, he lobbed the ball up top when it was passed back to him. Why had Mendy been sent off? Did he kick the ball upfield? Do you know what I mean? It's stupid.
Yeah. Also, Jake, I said this in January when West Ham didn't buy a striker and they let Haller go. I know he wasn't great for you, but I said it then. I said West Ham are going to need to bring in a striker in January to help with Antonio because of his injuries. I said all this on talkSPORT in January. Do you think that could be the reason why you don't get into the top 4? Because today you were crying out for a striker, wasn't you?
It's a funny one. So, yes, I think it's not just a striker we needed. You know, I think, you know, no disrespect to Mark Noble, but when Rice got injured and Mark Noble was our backup, you know, he hasn't really got the legs anymore. And I think our whole squad needs investment as a whole. It's not just a striker. Obviously, a striker is a key priority. And that comes down to also the board and not just David Moyes. But, you know, I think it's... Do we need a striker? I think it's evident we do. But, I mean, you also have to look on the other side of it. Coming into this season, 90% of our fan base were expecting relegation. So to be in this situation, you know, you have to take, you know, even if we come.
But don't you think though that don't you think that where you was in January and where you even are now? Let's be honest. You can still make top 4. It's only a few points behind Chelsea. But
and you've got a good run in as well.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. You know, if you look at our last 5 games, there's no reason why we can't win all 5. Maybe Everton's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and you know, some of the other teams that are looking to stay up, they'll fight. But there's no reason why we can't get, 30... Well, I don't know how many games are left, but however many points it is, there's no reason why we can't win all of them. So I'm not really panicking, but, you know, to even be in this position where West Ham are mentioned in the same breath as Champions League football, you know, it's just something special. So I'm annoyed at the game today. I wasn't confident beforehand, but, you know, we've got a good run of games coming up, and teams around us have got some harder games as well, so I'm trying to be optimistic, but, you know, I'm just happy we're not in a relegation fight.
Yeah.
No, listen, you can always look back on this season and say it's been absolutely phenomenal for you, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of it as well, because you've been a delight to watch this season and you'd well deserve a top 4 spot if you manage to get it. Thanks for calling in, Jake, much appreciated. I wonder what Rory, the Chelsea fan, thinks of that red card, whether he's going for the football fan or the Chelsea fan on it. What do you think, Rory?
First of all, I'm going to go as a Chelsea fan, because I think if it happens to your team, it's a red card. Now, my reason why I think it's a red card is that he's cleared the ball, but the ball's long gone when his foot is actually, if you watch the replays, when his foot comes down the back of Chilwell's leg, the ball is way out the picture. Now, that's the problem. Everybody's looking at the ball and nobody actually sees the tackle. He has left his foot high to catch Chilwell around his calf. And I'm going to be honest, if I was a West Ham fan and happened to the other way around, I'd be saying, yeah, maybe it's not a red card. But if you really look at it, it is a red card. It is a red card. It's not, no matter what decade or era you're in, it's a red card. He's purposefully caught him on the back of his leg. And Gabby, if you were playing now and a defender did that to you, you'd be fuming. It's a red card.
Okay then. If next week Rudiger does that same challenge to Benzema in the first minute and gets a red card, are you going to agree to a red card?
But that's what I'm saying to you, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm going to say it's a red card. Obviously, if it's the other way around, I probably won't. But when you look at it, break it down, it is a red card. It's a harsh one, but it's a red card because he has followed through, and that's the problem. He's followed through, and you've got to look at it. He's caught him with the flat side of his boots.
Yeah, but he can't. The problem is, Rory, he can't put his foot anywhere else. And I know what you're saying in terms of the ball had gone up a long time, but you're looking at it from the VAR perspective, which slows everything down. So it does feel as if the ball's up in the air and gone for ages. But actually, if you look at it in real time, that's just the momentum of his leg from having made the kick to send the ball miles out. So there literally is nowhere else for his foot to go. And I think that's the point that people are trying to make, is that there's got to be some common sense with it.
You know what's crazy as well, Rory? I've been in training games and training. There'd be no players left in training if you was giving red cards for that every day in training. Never mind games. That's like a normal tackle in training. And yeah, you caught him, but he gets up and carries on like Chilwell did. He's not gone to hurt him. He's not. The ball's there. He's got the ball and he's followed through there. It's not as if the ball's not there and he just kicked him that high. I understand you're going to be a bit, you're obviously going to say it's a red card because you're a Chelsea fan, but sometimes it might happen to Chelsea in the future and you'll be fuming at...
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the problem is that if the referee had given a straight red card, there'd have been no complaints. It's because VAR brought it to his attention that a foul may have been committed. He didn't see it. Nobody saw it.
But imagine...
When he's gone back.
But imagine Reece James on Wednesday or Tuesday when you play, gets the ball, it's coming out to him, and he plays the ball down the channel into Werner, but his foot catches Modric, who's coming to close last minute, and you get a red card similar like that. You'd be fuming. Any fan base would be fuming.
Yeah.